Dear fellow white people, did I ever tell you about the time I realised I was racist? Well, white. Of course, it was hard to face reality, that even little old me with the Afrobeats obsession and the politics degree, even little old me who at 13 ran upstairs at my brother's birthday party to print off reams of information about immigration to brandish at my family, even little old me with a dissertation on the hypocrisy of foreign aid and the West's supremacy. It happened to happen on Facebook, when a friend shared a story of the captain of the England women's football team blacking up a sister act for a fancy dress party. I just really hope one day we live in a world where this isn't a problem, I said whitely, well-meaning and polite, delightfully light and fully righteous. And of course I wasn't really suggesting that one day I hoped we could all get away with blacking up to accurately look like Minaj or Beyonce, but I just want a better world where we can all be equal. Oh, when I read back on that conversation this morning and people, I can tell you it wasn't good. Because what I hadn't understood is that it didn't matter what my intentions were or how I was feeling or what I thought I was healing or appealing to. With that one sentence, I had erased the history of people whose race has been traumatised by hundreds of years of fucking blackface. Blackface, which has been used to export racism and stereotypes worldwide, an artefact of prejudice, hostility, ignorance, a tool of apartheid. I'd made it personal, as is our usual way. I'd made it all about whiteness, that stubborn cliché. Let's talk about race, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about how our folks make race talk about me, me, me. Even though white supremacy exists systemically. My friend very gently told me to stop making it about me, to stop making it about my feelings and to open my eyes to the structures of whiteness I just didn't see. She told me to read and read and read, and indeed I did, I do, and discovered literature and wisdom that whiteness has eschewed. She said, listen to people of colour when they talk about racism, because we live it every single day. Think about how women ask men to step back in conversations about sexism in just the same way. And today, I don't take for granted the work that my friend did. The daily emotional labour of people of colour to lift the heavy lids of the eyes of white people who are blind to a world that's been made for us. Who think equality exists, the colonies are free, that all lives matter and that anything more is just a fuss about nothing. Who confuse a black POTUS with post-racism, worry about policing black words while police are killing black children. And I know I'm another white person up here spitting shit about race, but it's time to face the facts that it's perfectly clear that the problem is out of hand. And they're tired of spelling it out, trying to make us understand, tired of telling us how hard it is to live the daily reality of a life where the mainstream subordinates your personality to your race. Where to have an opinion is to be an angry black woman, where blonde, white and blue-eyed is default good-looking, where progressives progressively sideline you, out of feminism, out of climate change politics too, where gentrification takes your businesses, your communities and homes, and appropriation takes your creations and makes them white-owned, where your skin colour is shaded from terrorist to mentally ill and you're nearly 3 times as likely to be killed by police. Where your history is erased or confined to just 1 month and slavery and colonialism are just those little things we dabbled in that once. And I don't pretend to know the suffering or the depths of the complexity of how it is to live a life defined so visibly by skin colour. And this isn't a dozel, no one owes me anything. I don't like what it stands for, but I'm comfortable in my skin. I know it shouldn't be me standing up here using my voice, but they've been saying this for centuries and getting back only white noise. And I cried white tears for 3 days when the veil was lifted. Something deep had shifted and I was grateful for the gift of perspective. At first I felt guilty, but neither guilt nor moral superiority ever helped anyone. And being woke doesn't mean not touching hair or asking where they're really from. What's to be done, in fact, is to truly change the system. To realise that it's not us and them but we, and that being white just means you get the majority of what we should all share. It's a mistake to think that white people win when the system is unfair. Recognising privilege doesn't mean to bear the blame for something that's conferred at birth that you didn't choose to claim, but when it's named and you're older and you see that it exists, this is when it's time to come together to resist it. We're born into a system that reflects whiteness back, the default always white, other always black. The work to be done by us is to break the vow of whiteness now. The process of deschooling, unravelling and reaching beyond perspectives, of understanding how we got here. It's not just about representation or an invitation to black folks to see their faces in boardrooms or on TV. It's about dismantling white systems and white supremacy. Oh, and FYI, you with a black boyfriend, colleague, child or wife, you who knows the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice and who's chasing a thug life, you who'd never say the N-word, coloured or half-caste, namastays in the morning then takes a twerking class. You might not think you're racist because you're super nice. You have black friends you never slur, love chana dal and rice. But it's not enough to just think you're not racist. It's something to actually do. Because we're complicit in upholding so much. And it starts inside me and you.